Welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Matt Doolittle. Well, millions of American families spend thousands of dollars annually to have their children participate in club travel sports. But should they? And the questions others are asking are discussed in the book, What's the Goal? The Truth About Youth Sports, the Youth Sports Industry, co-written by our next guest, clinical child psychologist Jean Linscott. Welcome, Dr. Linscott. Sorry.
Thank you.
So travel
Pleasure
sport.
to be here.
Thanks for being here. So travel sports is huge in this country, particularly with soccer. So let's start with the positive side of club travel sports for kids.
Sure. Well, sports has always had great opportunities for children in the form of physical fitness and learning teamwork and discipline and perseverance, friendships, the ability to learn how to lose. All of those aspects of sports, we want to keep those. We are very pro sports.
Absolutely. So let's talk about the downside of it. And I would assume a huge part of it is not being affordable for everyone, right?
Yes, that's one of our biggest concerns. We estimate that when families are doing the travel sports circuit, as we call it, and they're in the high school years, especially during the years when they are being recruited for college sports, it can run up to 20, 30, even 40,000 or so per child, per family. So we say maybe 90% of families in this country probably can't afford that. And if they are trying to afford it, there are some major sacrifices that perhaps need not be made or should not be made. And so we're really concerned about how exclusive this industry has become.
And it can also put a lot of extra wear and tear on kids. I know in baseball, kids are having Tommy John surgery, when they're freshmen in high school. So that can be a huge problem too, right?
Yes, huge problem has become overuse injuries from single sports specialization because the business model for these travel sports industry is year-round participation. So we're seeing huge increases in things like Tommy John surgery, ACL injuries and surgeries in soccer. And parents need to remember that these aren't just, oh, well, that's a normal part of this game and you get it and your kid is fine. Some of these injuries and the resultant surgeries will have lifelong impact for these kids going into adulthood. And the physical injury is the one we first think about, but the mental health challenges become very large as well. A lot of these kids are facing huge pressure, whether the parents realize it or not, from their parents to continue to play, whether it remains fun or they even want to, because the parents have made such an enormous financial investment into this that it's really hard for their kids to be let go, for example, to stop playing. So there's pressure, there's burnout, there's anxiety, there's depression, especially connected to injury recovery, when so many of them are injured so often in middle school, high school, where these are years they're supposed to be super physically and socially active. So we have a lot of concerns, and we are joining the conversation of many before us who've been writing really since maybe the early 80s and about these concerns, and the problem just keeps getting worse.
So and has the NIL situation, name, image, and likeness, sort of maybe increased this push from the parents to even get their kids, playing sports, so now they can make sort of that investment money, but sadly back from them while they're in high school or, heading into college? Has that made it worse?
I think perhaps it may have. It's one of those things that was pretty new when we were writing the book, right? It was just happening. So I think it can. Um, Time will tell, but any push to make a lot of money
Yep.
that's coming from the parents is going to definitely be felt by the children.
Well, that's great, Doctor. And, I hope some people can get something out of this. So to get a copy of the book, What is the Goal? Please visit Amazon or your favorite online bookseller. Welcome. Thank you, Doctor.